Yo, what's good guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today, we're taking a look at something that I actually kind of created myself. I did not create the shoe, but I did create the colorway. If you watched the previous video, then you probably already know what these are. But this right here, my friends, is my very first time hydro dipping. So I wasn't going to do this, but I decided to anyways, both the shoe itself and the review, because I figured like, this is my first time, okay? So like that's one thing. I didn't do it perfectly, so I'm gonna be super critical on myself. I know that a lot of guys that, you know, watched the first video were like, dude, you're being too hard on yourself. Look, I put a lot of time prepping in these things, and the way that the paint moves and all that stuff, it's not as like smooth as like I would have thought, you know what I mean? Like I thought that like when it's floating on the water, I just wanna envelope on things, which it does, but it doesn't do it perfectly. It doesn't get into every crack and crevice and stuff, so the application is not quite what I thought. The second thing is the whole process is just very weird. Like I get that like this is not like true hydro dipping, because hydro dipping is with a film and all that stuff. It's pretty permanent, and this is with spray paint, and I was just very curious, like how is spray paint going to wear, and how's it going to look, and how's it going to be long term? Like how's it going to stay on there? Because to me, I feel like it would just crack and flake right off. So I don't know, we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm probably not gonna wear these guys right here, but I do want to try this on a pair in my size. I really want to try it on a basketball shoe, because I want to see what it would do on a basketball shoe once you're done playing in it and stuff. Because like I know that just regular shoes get super scuffed, so I want to know what's gonna happen if you like actually like customize them and then play in a pair. Plus my kids want to do this now, and they can trash their shoes. Trash. So that's like the best test, is be like, here, wear those, see what happens. So this is the second pair right here. The first pair is right over here, and this is my second attempt at everything. I took a lot of time prepping and everything like that, and I really like the way that this one came out, because this one looks really cool right here, but then I messed up all right here. So like the paint is missing right there. Some of it is coming off right at the edges, and then it also feels, you know, weird. Like it feels like it's definitely like layered right here and stuff. It doesn't feel as smooth as the rest of it. But I really like the way that this pair right here, this side came out. I just think that it took all the color really well. It feels great on top of the shoe as well. So the steps that I actually took was I removed the laces, I taped off everything that I did not want paint to get on, and then with the leather itself, I acetoned it, and that takes off the original factory finish, and it allows the kind of paint to stick and adhere to the, you know, synthetic leather that is made on the shoe right there. And then what I did was primed it just for an extra nice bond, and then I dipped it, and then once everything was sort of done drying, then I coated it with a clear coat matte finish. So there's two different types. There's gloss, which I don't want. I don't want the shoes to look shiny. I want them to look like they're actual shoes, like from a factory. So this is kind of what I'm talking about, all this edging right here. Like it's really hard to get into that area. I was able to nicely tape off the fabric portions and stuff, but the way that the paint moves around while you're dipping it, it really, you know, covers the main body surface, and it's literally like a film, so it's not going to, you know, roll into the edges and stuff. Like some people said that I dipped this one too fast, and so when I took this one, I dipped it very slowly, basically had the same exact turnout. If anything, this one came out a little bit worse in some areas where like there was a lot of bubbling and things like that from where the layers were just too thick and all that stuff. So I don't think going too fast was a problem. If anything, I feel like going in kind of fast was a better plan than going in super slow, because again, going in super slow, it just kind of like allowed things to really cake up, especially like on the swoosh. It's hard to tell, but you can see these like weird little dots and stuff like that. So I wouldn't go in super slow again. And then what is interesting is that when I move the material around, it doesn't, again, flake or crack or anything like that. So I think that that's weird, and I'm just wondering how it's gonna look long term and all that stuff. I tried to add these little mini swooshes right there. It didn't come out great on either pair, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I would have rather have made a stencil after the fact, layered it on here, and then kind of like painted a white swoosh on there instead of this being the leather underneath it and stuff. But that's something that I've just kind of like learned, and that's what I would do next time. And that pretty much takes care of it for these guys. I think that it was a really cool experience. I will try it again. I don't know if I'll document it. I almost didn't document this one. This is actually her idea. I was like getting everything ready, and she was like, what are you doing? And I told her what I was doing, and she was like, are you going to film it? And I was like, I don't think so. And then she was just like, you're a dumbass. And so she went and grabbed the camera because she wanted to see how everything went and all that stuff. So that was all her idea, so you can thank Mrs. Wing for that. You know, for what they are, they look really dope, but I just wonder like long term what it's going to be like. And also you almost have to, when you're dipping versus like hand painting, you have to be accepting of the fact that it's not going to come out perfect because it's something that like you cannot control, you know what I mean? Like, so you have to understand that the way that the paint is going to move and all that stuff around, it's not going to fill layers in the way that you think. It's not going to fill cracks in or crevices and all that stuff. So I don't know if you can touch up with spray paint, but maybe you can spray some on like a board or something like that and just kind of like put a brush in it and then touch it up afterwards. But yeah, I don't regret it. I know that my face looked like it because when you dunk these things in, they're all taped up and all that shit, right? You dunk them in and you pull them out and they look hella weird, dude. Like you're like, what is this? Like, what did I just do? You know what I mean? And then when you take off the tape, you can start to see the vision and you're just like, okay, that's kind of fresh. Like I dig that. So yeah, so it's interesting. You got to be patient when you do anything custom. That was probably like the biggest lesson learned is patience. You can't do it real quick. You've got to take your time. Everything from the prep time to, you know, letting it dry to all that stuff. So it's just like, it's real interesting the way that it is. I have a lot of respect for people that do custom work on sneakers. I think that it's great. A lot of them actually get hired by these brands. I know that like everybody will leave in comments like, oh, you should get hired by Nike, blah, blah, blah. A lot of times that does happen. So I think it's really cool that those are things that stuff like this, like social media has kind of like brought about. I think it's really cool that this is something that you could do easily. I just wonder how it's going to hold up long term, but we'll wait and see once I get a pair to actually like wear around and hoop in and all that stuff. But you guys let me know what you think about these. I think they came out really good for what they are. I think the colorway is cool, like the way that they mixed and all that stuff. I just don't think that my, what is it called, the execution? Right? Like that didn't come out as great as I would hope or thought. But you know, the process, like the way that it looks and stuff, like this is super neat. Whoever thought of this, I don't know if it was Hess Kicks or if Hess saw someone else do it and then he decided to do it on sneakers, but whatever happened, that's dope, dude. So, you know, hats off to whoever came up with the idea of hydro dipping. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support. Let me know what you guys think about these. Also, I'm thinking about, I want to keep these because it's my first like real custom and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like I should give these away. So I don't know what to do, but you let me know. Obviously, everybody will be like, I want them. Yeah, but like, you know, be real about it though. Like, keep me in mind, not you in mind. Be like, nah, man, you should keep them because you made them and it's your first one. Or is it like, no, dude, like I would wear the out of those, blah, 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 whatever. Like, let's do a giveaway. Let me know. Thank you so much. And until next time, guys, have a good one.
Chris doesn't like vlogging, but I felt like this was a good chance. I appreciate that he doesn't want to vlog all the time though, because it keeps things private around here, but I felt like this was a good opportunity.
Yeah, I've never been a big vlogger. We've done a few, or I've done a few.
Yeah, I found a really cute one where when our daughter was younger, you did a tooth fairy run, and it had nothing to do with shoes, but it was a really cute vlog to find.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see the kids get to do their...
Our kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our kids, the kids.
Yes.
And I have to say, I keep looking at, I have a pair of all white ones, and I keep looking down at them randomly being like, which one, what would I color? But then I remember watching you do all the prep work and the fact that we're gonna have to prep 2 more pairs of shoes, and I'm like,
The good thing about that though is like my Bubs, his shoe is this big.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of prep work. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like intricate.
Right.
But it's just gonna be a little bit of prep work. And same thing with our daughter, her shoe size same as yours. It's small, so it's not gonna be a lot. Like, could you imagine if this was like size 13?
No.
That'd be like a whole roll of tape.
Well, and that's the thing. We see guys who do like Langston Galloways, and I can't imagine, like, granted he's getting paid, but he does multiple shoes, and it's not just for Langston, it's for all kinds of other people, and I'm like,
yeah, that's a lot. And this is easy.
This is just dipping. He's sitting there and like painting little masterpieces.
Exactly. This was throwing paint.
Mosh, right?
Well, he does it. There's a few others. I can't remember all of their names. Like the guy that does Langston's shoes I can't remember. But yeah, there's a bunch of them though. They do like airbrush and then fine brush. Like it's real art. This is not art. I take that back. This is art. It's like a small form of art.
But my thing is, it's not even just doing the artwork, it's the preparation time to get to the artwork that make me be like, I don't want to do this anymore. That's
the thing with the customizers though, is that they go in like being like, they're gonna completely alter the shoe.
Yeah.
So like your shoe might be one way, but then when it comes out, it might be all black plus, you know, so they're really like blanking the canvas out and then just adding art pieces to it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different than like trying to figure out paneling, because there's 2 types of customs, you know what I mean? There's that, and then there's stuff like this where you're making a colorway essentially. Like you're like, oh, I want color on this panel, in that panel, instead of just blanking the canvas and painting on top of it. So it's a little bit of a different thing. I like all of it though, because I think that all of it is art. I think this is the most basic level of art though. This is like giving an elephant a
yeah.
paintbrush and then just watching them flick paint. And yes, it's art, but it's like, it's super, like you could do that. I could do that. You know what I mean? Like it's super simple. So like, I don't consider splashing spray paint in a bucket and then putting something in it art, but at the same time it is.